Good evening, dear people of the internet. How are we doing? Happy Mondays. Please let me know audio, everything checks out. Had to redo all the streaming assets from scratch, so I hope it's still up to standard. I am waiting on the draft to start. We are waiting on Versio's AD carry before we can get into the game. Hopefully won't take too long, but I thought I'd take the time maybe to talk a bit about UKEL in general, what we've been through, what's been going on, and maybe answer any questions we might have in the chat. Sound is low. Okay. Noted. This should help fix it, I hope. you like my shirt? Ash, yeah, I was somewhere important before coming here. Yeah. Thank you for the feedback. So yeah, some people have been following all the way, but for those that don't know, in UKEL we went from let's say Division 2 to Division 1. Didn't have the best of luck there, although some games were very close and we almost got the win on that too. We did take one game overall in the entire division, and now we are back to Division 2. So there is still room for improvement, but thanks to playing perhaps against even better players, we might be able to sort of find the upper hand now within Division 2, which to be fair was going pretty well the first time round, and now I think the team got better overall as well. So should be having a decent time watching these games. Let me quickly see what's going on here. Okay, it seems like the draft is a go, so let's go and let's see. Yep, straight to the draft here, no surprises. We are on the red side. This is usually a preferred side for Eversio, as they do get the counter pick matchup for Aiglos in top lane. The Yone ban as well, no surprise against Drakur. It's quite a common ban as well. This is one of his best champions. Thank you, Mick, for the help with the poster. I changed the title, but I guess didn't pick up on it. Alright, let's get into these bans. So, going to stop looking at stream for now. I'm just gonna go into full draft mode. So here we see Berzloy. They are banning out Yone, Bard, and Nafiri. Now, Yone for Drakur makes sense. I'm surprised we don't see some kind of a Darius ban here or maybe Jinx, Corki, Varus. These bans for Iconic were there too. So Bard getting banned out, a strong champion overall, and Nafiri has been very strong dispatch. If I'm not mistaken, it will be living in the jungle. So he is more prone to playing these meta champions like Nafiri. Nafiri is strong champion overall, so definitely warrants the ban. I'm surprised by Versio's bans, to be honest. Yumi, not a common ban, but it is banned out. Shen and Ari. Ari I can expect a very strong champion on its own. So let's see what the picks are here, as Berzloy do lock in the Tristana first pick here. I mean, it can be mid, but more traditionally these days it is being played in the AD carry slot. Now with Eversio here, probably going to go for something like the AD carry pick into Tristana here. Not really sure what you would go for. Curious though, but they did not in fact pick an AD carry, choosing to go for the combo of Diana Yasuo. So a strong combination, but perhaps showing their cards a bit earlier on in this draft. In fact, Berzloy here respond with Talia, who can be used for engage or disengage. And I think it does help shut down maybe a bit more the combo later on. But a bit of a fake Yasuo counter in my opinion. Yasuo can definitely play into Talia. Let's see what the next pick is going to be. It's looking like Xin Zhao. So Xin Zhao Talia, very strong combination. Xin Zhao can knock the person up, which secures the Talia combo. So right now they do have that single target threat. Let's see what Eversio respond with here. Now jungle is already picked. We can pick AD carry if we want to keep things a bit more in the blind here, or we can also pick maybe something for top lane that we think is going to get banned, and that's what we end up going for. So it will be Ornn hovered here. It is picked. So definitely leaving the blind picks here for what is it there? It's for AD carry blind pick maybe, or for support. which I think is respectable as well. I think support last pick can definitely change the tide of a team. So let's see here. We are waiting on the next bans. Lulu getting banned out. All right. Lulu a strong meta dominant champion at the moment. Strong in lane and decent scaling with good CC as well. Let's see here. Next ban is going to be that Varus. Yeah, no surprises from my end. I think Varus is a strong champion. It was my suggested pick here into this Tristana. So now that it is banned, I would imagine something like Corki might be good for Eversio here. Eversio have a lot of like mid-range damage at the moment. So what I mean by that is that their range doesn't their engage happens within let's say like 500 units in game, okay? So it happens within a certain circle. If the enemy team is in that circle, Eversio's team comp is really strong. So maybe they pick an AD carry that complements that. Corki could be that, having that mid-range. So usually one of the downfalls of Corki is that he can get engaged on since he has to be close range, but Eversio kind of want their enemies to play in that close range so they can get off all this engage on them. So and then Corki gets to free auto attack and do all his AoE damage. Varus kind of served a similar purpose in that he has that like mid-range. He does have long range as well, but that's just for him to be safe. But in terms of how his ultimate works, it's best within that mid-range chaos sort of, if we can get a combination like that. So okay, AD carry bot lane here banned out from Berzloy, no surprises. They are the last two to be picked here. We see Ashe being picked here. Ashe is sort of the counter to the aggressive style AD carries, but it does maybe mean they have a bit less damage here, but they do have Diana and Yasuo, and Ornn kind of does a lot of damage despite being a tank. Would be nice to see this paired with maybe, I really like Renata here from Eversio if they do go for that. I think Renata would be really good, but Berzloy do have Milio, and if Milio is not caught in the Renata ult, he could instantly cleanse that, so maybe Renata isn't the best pick here. Other notable options, Braum I see is banned as well. Braum Ashe is usually a very good pickup. Milio Ashe is also very strong, so I can see why Berzloy maybe take it away. A very interesting team comp here, though I'm very confused if that goes in for Seraphine. Okay, good. I was getting a bit confused there because that would have completely threw things out of perspective. Okay, so Cassante top lane into the Ornn. I think this is a very default mashup. To my knowledge, I believe Cassante favored, but I might be wrong. Maybe Ornn wins it a bit earlier on. I guess both kind of scale, so maybe they don't do anything to each other. No real favors there. So we have Tristana Milio, not a typical pairing, not really a pairing you would like to see together, but it is there. I guess their late game is pretty good, and Milio kind of helps Xin Zhao as well. And we go for the Senna Ashe combination. Now I do like this. It does circumvent some of the issues with damage that maybe Eversio might have had since they did go for the Ashe, but I mean, looking at it, they have a lot of that mid-range, so I guess Ashe and Senna are gonna benefit from their teammates going in and doing all their stuff. Now, any real threats here from Bersa? I'm just looking at it real quick. I mean, we always have the potential denial of combos here, as Xin Zhao can push back the Diana, he can push back Ornn from his ult, but it just depends on how they play it. I think every game of League is fairly balanced, so we should be having a good game on our end. I really like both team comps. I don't think one has the particular advantage over the other. Yeah, not really sure about this Tristana Milio though. Potentially Ashe Senna might be a bit stronger here to play. But then we have Xin Zhao into Diana now. Typically, Xin Zhao is a pretty strong champion, but doesn't do all the best into a lot of AP damage. So Diana could have the upper hand on that. It's really how this Talia plays that will contribute to a big part of Berzloy's win. If Talia can get those roams, can get her bot lane ahead, or maybe deny this Yasuo from ever getting to his 2-item spike or his 1-item spike as quick as possible. That could also be a bit dangerous for Eversio. But overall, I like the combination. It's a bit of like a new take on something on old synergies. So they used to go like either Sejuani Yasuo for the combination between the Sej Q and Yasuo alt. Also, we used to go for like maybe Nautilus Yasuo or maybe the Alistar. But instead here we've gone for the Diana. And on top of that, the Ornn just rounds up their team comp here, giving them a bit more of that beefy front line, that CC. It also helps them secure a bit more into the late game scaling. Now, Yasuo against Berzloy's team comp, I think he has a fairly good champion into them. Pretty much Talia and Tristana and Milio will all be denied with Windwall. It's only Cassante and Zinzao that can really go in. Cassante could alt Yasuo out, and that could be a bit of trouble for Eversio in team fights, but I would imagine that Drakur knows the limitations of his champ and what to be scared of, and potentially he's only going to be playing for Diana knockups. So let's see how that goes. So while I was explaining all of that, we are waiting for everyone to get into the match and start looking in the champs. I don't know, maybe in chat, maybe you have any insights you'd like to share, or maybe you want to discuss potential outcomes for this game, or who you think has the upper hand at the current moment. I don't know. Outright, it's a bit hard to say, but if I had to look at it, like let's say I really had to sort of choose one for whatever reason, like it's a saw type situation, you know. One cat is on one side and another cat is on the other side. I would probably go for Team Eversio. It just kind of looks a bit more threatening, a bit more like every kind of character on Team Eversio kind of does something very strong and very how you say, like it has his own damage and carry potential. While Berzloy's team comp sort of have Talia, Zinzao, and Milio, to some extent even Cassante, are all kind of assisting characters. Maybe not necessarily champions that will win the entire team fight on their own. And then you kind of have Tristana, who can be good, but isn't really like that 1v9 machine either. But yeah, definitely Tristana getting out of hand is very dangerous, especially with Milio giving her a bit more range. Mick correctly pointing out here that Aiglos and Dracour did just land the Malta a few moments ago. So yeah, hopefully, how you say, their performance does not match that of people who just landed, but of their usual standard. So let's see how it goes. Quickly gonna check if we're in the lobby. We're still not in the lobby for some reason. Okay, we're getting into now. It's almost like they heard me. So good thing. Okay, we're getting into the lobby, guys. We're gonna have a quick 2-minute break here. I'm gonna quickly advertise on Discord as well what's been going on until the game goes live. Hopefully we'll see some action from what's going on. The only difference here, I mean, Eversio seem to change the roster every other time, but I swear it's just the same 6 to 7 people, and they rotate here and there. So the difference for today will be that Living will be in the jungle instead of Rickon. Not sure if this is a permanent change or a current change, or why Brickon could not join us for tonight, but it is the current way things are going. With that said, it does bring on some of newer jungle picks that we have not seen, as the rest of the roster here is kind of normal, right? We've seen the Yasuo, we've seen the Ornn on Aiglos, we've seen Ashe, maybe not too often from Iconic. We mostly know Iconic for the Varus, the Corki, the Jinx. That's kind of his thing. But he also plays Ashe and other AD carries, of course. And the Senna from Awaken, although maybe not common in the UKEL, I guarantee you it is one of his more played picks. So definitely nice to see him get the confidence on one of his more favored champions. Definitely could scale into that late game. Alright guys, so quick 2 minutes, get yourself a cup of water, and we'll be back just as the game begins. Alright guys, we are indeed back. As you can see, we are loading it up, so game should begin shortly. As always, I am always excited and looking forward to these matches. It's the best League of Legends action I can get from the local scene. So let's see how it goes. For those that are paying attention, we have played some of these people already. I see some familiar names like Zephyr, for example. I know that we have seen him. I forgot the team names they played on, but we definitely did play them. How about some Everwins in the chat here? I see we have some familiar faces here. Cyrex, Mechanics, Grantless, Corvex, all in the chat here. Varsal as well. Iconic sort of watching from the background. Okay, I will try not to say something that demoralizes you, Mr. Iconic. Hopefully it's on mute. And hopefully only for a good place. So let's turn it on. Where is our scoreboard? There it is. Alright, bomba. Nice. Alright, let's go. Woo! Ever win. Let's do it. Come on, boys. You got this. Aye. So, have we learned our mistakes? Usually, it's those darn grub fights, the overextended fights, and maybe too much pushing that seem to get us off the course of victory. Our team fights are good, our macro plays are good. Communication usually is pretty good as well. Let's see if we can work it out this game. Oh, mid laners saying hello to each other. How nice. One is an earth bender, one is a wind bender, you can say. Bit of Avatar in League of Legends. We got Avatar in League of Legends before GTA 6, guys, huh? Alright, so Zephyr drops the ward here. I don't know if Eversio were paying attention to that. He did go off the map a bit. He might have done that undetected. And Drakor instantly going in for the trades. He knows he has to win this before the Talia starts gapping him with range. So yeah, Drakor trying to get in as much damage across before this matchup becomes a bit harder for him. He also went for the Doran's shield on Yasuo to take these trades in the mid lane and heal them up. I wouldn't expect much from the bot lane. If action does happen there, I would be pretty surprised. Same with top lane. It's pretty much two tanks battling it out against each other. Not too much damage to go across, but Iglos finding really strong trades earlier on here on his Ornn. See, Eversio do get that level 2 and force out the flash from Cardinal here. Awaken and Iconic playing pretty well here off the start. So nice little bit of action there from Eversio coming out. We also see Living Dream is currently ahead in his clear. This is just the nature of Diana against Xin Zhao. He should just be clearing his camps a lot quicker. So well done on that. He will be first to bot lane, as we do see both junglers spotting this way. Now I would be expecting a little bit more pressure on the mid lane, as I did notice Zephyr on Talia should be a win condition for his team. So I would imagine a lot of action happening around this mid lane. But let's see. No real setup in the bot lane yet. I mean, Ashe works well if the enemies are pushed into you. But currently Eversio are the ones being the pushers. So yeah, Living will have a very faster clear here on Xin Zhao, as it seems like the golem just started. Oh, we do see though the Tristana Cardinal does go in, but Living is on the way. So he did have that first clear. Living makes a difference here. First blood. And that is just because he was a few seconds extra in that clear. Jungle diff right off the bat here, helping Eversio secure that. And we did blow flash and barrier and heal on the side of Berzloy Esports. Berzloy, okay. Gotta remember that one. Eversio coming out ahead in that trade. Meanwhile, it seems like Arcano here from Berzloy heard me out, as I did think mid lane had a bit more priority in this match. So they do force out Drakur's flash. A bit hard for Drakur to play this lane now currently with his current health advantage. But let's see. Still able to lane. As we pan over to the bot lane here, we do see a difference in items already. Fun fact though, Versus still have their flashes. And they could potentially try to focus in on this Tristana. A big CS lead already for Iconic as well. Well done to him. Ever since he's joined the Eversio, he's been a pivotal character in helping them win and secure leads earlier on. Always nice to see Iconic play out his game. Let's see here. Nice trade here found from Eversio's bot lane, forcing them off the bot lane wave, potentially creating a freeze here, which is just what Eversio want. Tristana kind of needs to be aggressive, needs to be in that CS range to be ahead. Now with the current push that Eversio have, Living found a good timer here to start off the dragon, especially considering Drakur can come in here to help at his bot lane. Berzloy are aware that Eversio are on this dragon. I'm not sure why the directed cam really wants to show us two tanks fighting it off, but I guess there was no action around this dragon. Eversio get away with the clean Drake. Let's see here, would expect a reset from mid lane and potentially from Living here on Diana jungle, as the grubs will be respawning here soon. Drakur has yet to recall on Yasuo. So let's see, this could be the time as well for Arcano and Xin to go for these grubs. Top laners will both be recalling, and Drakur is recalling now with the teleports coming down. However, I do not think Eversio are in a position to respond, considering Living has yet to recall, and maybe is gonna try and instead use his time to go and hunt the enemy bot lane instead. Alright, so it does seem like Berzloy will get the grubs. How much use they'll make out of them, I'm not really sure. Alright, we might get a dive here on the bot lane. Let's see how this goes. Milio is being the target there, and Feats of Strength is now on Eversio's side, pretty much all covered in this bot lane, thanks to the pressure being done here by Diana, by Living on this Diana. So nice little combination here, very well played to find these gaps and moments. See, seems like Iglos is getting in a bit of trouble. Let's keep in mind he just teleported in, and so did Chocolate here on his Cassante. Oh no, it seems like Berzloys have a similar understanding here for the dive, but just going in top lane. Iglos did flash out, trying to get enough space so that Living can come. Seems like Living will be able to secure that kill. So it's a 1-for-1 trade. A bit tough here for Iglos to continue with the lane, but very good to get Living a bit more ahead here on his competition. We do see he instantly transitions into going into the enemy camps here and trying to secure them for himself. Berzloy Esports do know though, they did spot Living on a ward, and they do send Cassante and Zephyr here on Talia to come forth. Oh, nice little outplay here by Living, getting the knock-up for Drakur, but he is getting focused down now by Cassante. Flashes out, Drakur in a bit of a tough spot here. Might not be able to come out, and that is a 1-for-1 trade here. Drakur and Zephyr, both mid laners, going down from this exchange. Some nice aggression there found by Living, as Iconic is left alone here against this Tristana. Tristana does have Exhaust, not really a common summoner spell you'd see on AD carries, but despite the Exhaust, Iconic does find the 1-for-1 play. So well played there on Iconic. 30 CS lead and 2 kills and 2 assists on top of this Tristana. Pretty much steamrolling here in the current position. So he's like really doing well on gold. If we have to look at gold, currently 3.7k to 2.3k in this bot. That's got to be Yuntal's wild arrows for him, right? It has to be a first completed item already. And there it is, guys. So first item is now on Iconic. Thank you, Devil, for the kind words here from EG. It's looking really well. And let's see here. Mechanics with the nice words as well for Iconic. I'm just seeing that as well. I hope you enjoy this match, guys. Looking very Eversio favored. Seems like that time in Div 1 is going really well. And they are showing their dominance today on this Div 2 team. Let's see. Iconic and Living proving worthy assets to this team. They are performing really well today. You see Living gravitating around his bot lane. Dragon is coming up soon. And yeah, Grubs will also be up soon. So that's definitely something to look out for. Do Eversio go for these Grubs? It will be the second set. They would potentially concede to Berzloy. Intuom Devil. Ek namlu ek mela. Let's see. You see completed items on the junglers. It's really this bot lane that has the big difference here with one item is to none. But Xin Zhao just stat checks Diana at the moment. Despite their item disadvantage. Well, Titanic is going to make him better in dueling and overall. Diana does need more time to ramp up with her spells. Let's see. Living did start this dragon though. It's already at about half health. Let's see as both junglers are angling towards it. See Berzloy Esports kind of in this bottom side of the river. Iconic is over the border, kind of looking for the flank. Cassandra is teleporting in. Alright, Living gets the smite, but a big engage on him gets him shut down. The re-engage here from Drakur. Drakur does manage to find the kill onto the jungle from Berzloy here. Iconic does finish him off. Chocolate now going in a bit too deep. Iconic, the menace, was always in the backline here, dealing all the damage he could. Awaken does find the snare onto Amnesia. Emilio, the Berzloy support, caught in a tough position here. He might be the next victim. And Eversio get out of this with one dragon and a 2-for-1 exchange. Overall, a great exchange here for Eversio. Happy to take it for sure. Which also lines them up for grabs here potentially. As we do see Living kind of angling towards them. And he does go straight for those grabs with the teleport from Aiglos also coming in. Yes, indeed, Danico. Let's go, Eversio! Hashtag ever win. This is the Eversio we always hope for when we tune in to watch. This is the Eversio we want to see. Let's see, the first grab is already taken by Living, but we do see Arcano and Zephyr also here, both around full health. Aiglos did have the teleport advantage, but Cassandra is almost here as well. As they do get zoned off the grabs. So grabs were the objective that they have to concede here, but a big win nonetheless, and they still manage to take at least one. Now hopefully Aiglos backs off here, it doesn't give them more than what they need. So it's a nice and easy concede on the second grabs here. So it is going to be 5 grabs to 1. So if ever Berzloy do get a big team fight and win it, they do have great pushing power. Aiglos building items here in the lane just gives Chocolate enough room to get a big exchange, but it's 2 tanks battling it out there. Not really too much to talk about. Yeah, let's see it. Awaken with his roam, looking very confident on his Senna. Doing very well here into the Melio matchup. Now Zephyr, Amnesia and Arcana are all kind of around their blue side red jungle here in the bot lane, around their dragon. They seem a bit disoriented, maybe not knowing what to do. Eversio are kind of focused around this mid lane. They know they want to pressure it. They sent Awaken first, and now Living is here as well to try and get the pressure here onto Zephyr. The Diana Yasuo combo comes out. Zephyr on a sliver of health does get taken down. So that is a big play, and they might be able to secure a ton of plays here for Drakur just before they fall. So that is the next play here. Eversio are really playing smart and calculated, guys. I can't stress this enough. In comparison to what we usually see out of them, they are taking these very slow wins and taking wins up a ladder, sort of. All right, let's see it. Iglos against Chocolate, the first 1v1 of the game in the top lane. It does seem like Iglos might be on the receiving end of this. Flashes away from that last Q and does survive the exchange. So Iglos does barely get out of that, and good thing that he does. We don't want to give Berzloy any advantage whatsoever. The game is going a lot in our favor. Some would even argue taking a risky trade might not be the best idea at the moment. Same idea here with Drakur, going a bit maybe too deep for my liking at least, but it does seem to be working out. He does get the solo kill onto Zephyr and the tornado onto Arcano. Now Arcano does find the dash and he does secure the kill onto Drakur, but this does give space for Eversio to secure this bot lane tower as well, as Arcano cannot be everywhere to hold all his lanes. This is the nightmare jungle scenario where all your laners, except for top maybe, are kind of losing. Oh, Living doesn't know that Arcano was just in that bush. Arcano finds the exchange here. He might actually win this, as Diana might not have the DPS to deal with him, but he does seem to just walk it off, as Living doesn't find the long exchange. Not sure what Arcano's doing. He looked a bit tilted there, so he did kind of just stop and do nothing there for a few seconds. So I'm not sure what that was about, but yep, I can understand if he was a bit tilted. Nothing much happening at the moment. So let's see. Okay, next objectives coming up. It will be Herald and Dragon. Eversio have a good reset here from their bot lane. Jungler here, Living, is also getting a good reset off. So they will be ready to fight. Drakur did get a reset a few moments ago, getting his Blade of the Ruined King. Doesn't really need more, being Yasuo here at this minute. So yeah, let's see it. Eversio, I'm pretty sure, wants to take a fight here as they pressure the mid lane turret. And it does seem like the Dragon will be their priority, of course. They're on their soul point if they do secure this. Living is around just in case his team gets engaged on. And they do spot out Arcano here on the Xin Zhao. Let's see, Dragon is spawned already. Let's see if Eversio just outright started. Do they think they are strong enough to just take this objective? It does get started. Oh no, Iconic might get focused down here. He's already at half health. We had to waste the Ash Flash and the Awaken Senna ultimate here. So Eversio starting this fight off on the wrong leg, sort of. Let's see if we can still contest it. Living seems to think so. He does have that Zhonya's Hourglass attachment. We do have a teleport here from Iglos, but Cassante does have a teleport of his own. This might be a bit tricky for Eversio to play out. They are kind of on low resources and kind of half health. Cassante teleport coming out. Alright, red team secure it, so Eversio do take it. Drakur finds a big ultimate here onto Zephyr and Amnesia. But he's a bit too deep here, so Drakur left alone, and Arcano is also left alone. All in all, Eversio managed to find the kill onto Arcano and secure the Drake while Drakur runs away, which is the critical point here. So Eversio find another good win here, good, nice trade. Now Eversio, do we go for the Herald? And it does seem like it is the choice, while Arcano is down, to try and secure this Herald. Drakur did take the necessary recall there, of course. That could have been a risky fight, guys, but Eversio played it pretty well there. Drakur managing to escape, while the remainder of Eversio did manage to take down the enemy jungler. This does lead them to take potentially this Herald. Now let's see, Berzloy do sort of show attempts of sort of contesting this, but they were seeming a bit out of the zone a few moments ago, and it might be the case for this Herald fight as well. And yes, it is Eversio securing it. Now I imagine they just want to back off and take their successes, and that's what they do. Eversio, I'm gonna clap. You are playing excellently, very calculated, methodical. That's what I like to see from you guys. Well done indeed. We're gonna take our resets. Now I can imagine we're just gonna push our advantage, potentially break that final top turret, and maybe focus on these tier 2 in the mid lane and in the bot lane. All in the meanwhile, all on the table, Atakan, the Dragon Soul, and the Baron are all available options for Eversio. We're ahead, we're strong, we're in that gold lead. That's a 5k gold lead, 6k now, almost for Eversio. So we're getting that 10k mark. Oh no, Drakur This might be a quick death here from Drakur. He does get caught between a rock and the Zinzao spear. Now, currently no real objectives on board, so it is just going to be a kill for Berzloy Esports. Awaken could have been in a bit of danger there, but he does manage to get out. So yeah, just a kill here for Berzloy Esports, not too much lost. Let's see if somebody secures that bot lane wave that's coming. It seems like Living prioritizes his buff camp here instead of the bot lane wave. So we are going to be losing a wave here from Eversio. Let's see here if Berzloy's managed to find a timer in the mid lane. Awaken expertly dodges that Talia W. That could have been death for him if he did not dodge that W, guys. Small little details like this maybe people are missing out on, but literally the difference between Awaken giving up his shutdown here to a carry and him staying alive was just one click forward, dodging that Talia W. Well done, Awaken. Alright, the iconic ult goes wide there. You did not see it on the minimap, but Ashe did shoot out her ultimate and it did not hit the Tristana. We had Living sort of on the side there with his flash, waiting to engage just before Atakan. Ideally, you find these type of engages or this big damage just before the objective. And Living was looking to do so there. Let's see. Eversio are kind of pacing to try and take this this Atakan. We see top laners here almost both getting their teleport back already. So let's see, Eversio are still hovering this Atakan. Trying to potentially find something. Oh no, Arcano does go in. Drakur gets bursted just before we can actually make the combo. That is a bit hard to believe and see. Oh no, now Living gets caught out here. This is not what we wanted. We just used the Eyegloss teleport as well, but I'm afraid we might not have the ability to retaliate here as Iconic is in the mid lane. Oh, a big Ashe ult comes out and Eversio managed to find the return here onto the Berzloy's jungle here. It is Eyegloss who helps lead the charge here. Living is in the sidelines and Iconic has now shown up to this fight. This could be a big win for Eversio if they go in here. Oh no, they start the Atakan. I'm not too sure if this is the smartest move from Eversio, as this Atakan reduces your damage, reduces your resistances and makes you very, very, very squishy and susceptible to counter engage. We see a teleport here from Zephyr. This could be a really, really negative exchange here for Eversio. Okay, they do secure the Atakan. They take a bunch of flowers here. Alright, nice. Let's go Eversio. Come on. So nice, good call there, managing to find the Atakan before enemy junglers come up for Berzloy. Let's see here, Eyegloss getting poked out a bit, not allowed to recall, as this will be a Dragon Soul. Sadly, Eversio will not be able to contest this. Surely we do not contest this. We are very low, we don't have ults, guys, but it does seem like we want to take the fight. Let's see if we're being a bit greedy here. Drakur is here this time, so we'll be starting off the fight on good note. And we do have the combo available. The Ant is there. They do go in. Drakur finds Arcano. And now Chocolate goes on the backline. Shut down for Eyegloss. Zephyr does finish him off. Chocolate is down. Cassante is down. Dragon Soul secured by Living. Living finds a huge ultimate on the entirety of Berzloy's team. And that is a quadra kill for Living Dream. Pretty much carrying this game, man. On his back, a big ult there from Living. Also finding all the smites in this game. Pretty much securing the baseline of most of the objectives. A big jungle gap here. Big nice changes there to see coming out from Living. Alright, we are going to be using this Herald for the bot lane tier 2. Oh, a bit of a hard drift. They do miss it, unfortunately. But yeah, bot lane tier 2 is going to give them a lot more gold. And I would imagine they just want to stall for the next minute until this Baron buff. Baron buff pretty much secures the deal here. I can't see a way for Eversio to lose this game at this point. Not with the way they've been playing currently. Drakur really making it hard in this moment. Maybe it's his champion. Or maybe it's his positioning. But currently, he is kind of that missing link on this team comp. Alright. It's nice to see though he did find the good fights that they needed. When it was important, he was always there. But an absolutely dominating game coming out here from Iconic and Living. And there we go, another kill, just as I say that for Iconic here. Awaken also, as always, consistent, nice, clean gameplay from Awaken. Alright, we're starting to see a bit of gaps here in general. Two levels here on mid lane for Eversio, two levels in jungle. Same levels in top lane, but we also have a can't really see Tristana's level. But oh, we see Eversio just going straight in. Big engage here. Don't even need this Baron at this point because the engage is enough. The damage is there. We do take in Arcano and Zephyr. Mid and jungle go down. Alright, we don't push our luck here. We just take in Hip and we go straight for this Baron buff. Definitely nice to see. This game has been very nice in general, just to understand League of Legends macro in general. As Eversio played their advantages slowly, starting from the first few seconds Diana was ahead in her clear to that first gank, first engage. And slowly the sort of, how you say, the gap in gold and advantage kept on going higher and higher. And now here we are, 25 minutes on the dot, taking Baron. No towers down from Eversio. Everyone is ahead, gold across the board. This is how you win a game, guys. This is how you play League of Legends. Alright, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get recalls across the board and potentially push in either top lane or a combination of top and mid to end off this game. Let's see how Eversio do it. We do see Aiglos already pacing down to this bot side. And Drakur potentially going to start the top lane push. So we are potentially opting for the 1-3-1. Perhaps not the best strategy to end off games. You might rather have better results with 4-1. But maybe Eversio think they are strong enough to push all three lanes simultaneously. Let's see how this works out for them. There we go. So we do secure the top tier. Drakur might be in a bit of a tough spot there. Oh, Living finds a nice engage here on Amnesia and Zephyr. Drakur manages to find the follow-up there. We're very ahead at the moment. And that's gonna be Drakur going down. But we do manage to take down mid, support and jungle for Berzloy. For exchange of Eversio's mid laner here in Drakur. And this could be game, guys. We do have a nice little wave here of two cannons pushing in. We also have that mid lane wave. See Iconic and Awaken kind of defending their cannons as Living clears out the last remaining of the wave. Aiglos going in. Tower is getting lower and lower. Living is very strong in the moment as Cardinal on this Tristana gets taken down quite low. Hourglass from Living to dodge the tower laser. He will manage to skimp out and that's an ace. Eversio. A world-class game from them. 27-minute game. What a beautiful masterclass. Nicely done there, Eversio. This is what we want to see. Victory. That was really nice to watch, guys. I don't know about you, but if every game can be like this, I'm an Eversio fan. So let's see how they go. It's going to be Mondays and Thursdays, and I will be posting the entire schedule on the Discord. So you can plan ahead and yeah, and sort of keep up track and see how they go in Division 2. These games basically say if we qualify or not into the quarterfinals, semis and finals, and winning that will go straight into Division 1 again. Aiglos wants to remind us that imagine if we actually practice instead of being in London for a week. Alright, so a bit of trash talk here from Aiglos telling them, imagine if we practice, it would be a 7-minute game instead of a 20-minute game. Alright guys, that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed the casting and you enjoyed my company for the evening. Wishing you all a good night ahead. Thank you for joining me. And yeah, good luck for Eversio. And I hope to see you again soon next Thursday. Tata. Good night.